So I'm glad I didn't shoot this video a couple days ago because things have changed so much over the last couple of days. So I had a video go viral recently of me presenting to Ashton our 2025 spending Wrapped. And people were horrified that we were not maxing out our Roth IRAs, although we were a $200,000 household. What I found so frustrating about all those comments was that they were literally ignoring the $18,000 we put into our retirement accounts that just weren't Roth IRAs. And we separately then put in about $3,000 into our Roth IRAs. So if we had just literally put that money in the Roth IRAs instead, we would have reached that number, but that wasn't our goal. But after doing a lot of research since then, I've decided to pivot a little bit for 2026. So if I filmed this a couple days ago, I would have told you that I was increasing my retirement contributions for my 403B, let's just call it a 401k for this video, from 9.3% to 13%. Which went from like $300 coming out of my check to now $415 coming out of my check. And I would have told you a couple days ago that I was having Ashton increase his from 7% to 8%. And his is so much lower because he has to contribute a mandatory 4.9% to his pension. But now talking to you now, and I've learned about some of the pros of the Roth IRAs versus the 401k Roth accounts, is that mainly you're able to pull out of the Roth IRAs penalty free, your contributions at least, and there's obviously a lot more investment options in the Roth. So I'm pivoting, and I still don't feel 100% sure about this, but I need to go ahead and make this video because 2026 starting in like a day, or it's already here by the time you see this. So as of now, I'm doing 9.3% to my retirement accounts. However, my company only matches up until 6. So I've been advised to only do up until the company match and then put the rest in the Roth IRA. My company also is very gracious, and they also give an additional 7%. I'm telling you guys I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. We're going to try and max out our Roth IRAs this year. And you're probably thinking, you make $200,000. It shouldn't be that hard. Okay, first of all, that's 200 gross. First of all, we know it's a lot different after this taxes, healthcare, all that stuff comes out. However, I just did some calculator numbers, and for 2025, the contribution limit is $7,000 for the Roth. For 2026, I say it's $7,500. So my thought is I know I can contribute all the way up until April for 2025. And so I think I'm going to start contributing still 2025 Roth. And then in May, start at 2026, which gives more reason as to why I wouldn't max it out because I only have then 8 months to catch up. However, what we're going to bet on here, which I might watch this 12 months from now and be like, you're stupid, Anna. We're going to put a goal. I hate putting goals out there that are non-achievable. And this goal is achievable. However, if you're new here, we like to balance life. We like to travel. We like to experience life. And so if we didn't do any of that, we could easily max it out. We could have $1,000 million saved if we didn't do anything else. However, we have to do a lot of living. And so that's why I'm like hesitant to say it, but I'm saying it. 2026 goal, we're going to max out our Roth IRA. What I like about retirement accounts like 401ks is that it automatically comes out. And that's what kind of gives me anxiety about doing a Roth, because I have to put it over there. But I think I can set up automatic contributions through Fidelity so it automatically comes out. And so I'm going to set that up. I think I'm going to do $100 automatically each check to each one of our Roth IRA accounts. So that'll be $200 a month. To max it out though, you need to do like $600 a month. And then as at the end of the month, then we could put some extra money in there. This doesn't sound too sure, but I'm gonna figure it out. I have the whole year to figure it out. I'll figure it out. Moving on, goal number 2 is I want to make at least $1 off of content creation. And I feel very confident that we will do this, whether that's through these platforms themselves, through sponsorships, through whatever. I want to start making money off of this. Now, to be clear, I love this as a hobby, and I don't want this to become a business of any sort. But I think we're at the point where we can. So I want to make $1, at least. Number 3, I want to maintain or increase our high yield savings account. So the biggest goal of 2025 was to have $20,000 in our high yield savings account, which we did hit. And I want to either keep that there or increase it a little bit. It's kind of fighting off with my Roth IRA goal. $20,000 for us is 4 months of an emergency fund. They say 1 to 3, they say 3 to 6, they say 6 to 12. We both have pretty safe jobs. Again, the government shut down every other day now. And so Ashton's job is pretty safe. I work in higher ed, pretty safe. And so 4 months feels comfortable for us. And 4 months, to be clear, is if we both lost our jobs. And so if we both lost our jobs today, we could still last 4 months. So if one of us lose our job, we could basically last, like 6 to 8 months. So it's a pretty good fund. But if we ever have to take anything out of it, like in January, I might have to get my car fixed. So I already might be hitting this account in January. That I want to get back to $20,000 by the end of the year. So that's my goal. And last but not least, continue to not have credit card debt. Too often goals have to be aspirational and they can't be, like, for me, obvious. Like, we don't use credit cards. We only use credit cards for gas and we pay them off immediately. We've never carried over a credit card balance in our life. And so I want to continue not to do that. And again, it sounds weird saying a goal because it's like, why would I do that? But I should still be able to make that a goal to continue not to do that. We have a lot of trips planned for 2026 already. I want to keep traveling and experiencing life without touching a credit card. I will revisit this video in however long it takes and see if we hit these goals. And please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And thanks for watching.